All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we're a few minutes late tonight. Excited to be here with you all. I'm Sarah Knapp. I am the founder of Mappy Hour. And just want to give you all a few ground rules before we dive in. There is a chat function, obviously, below everyone's videos. So we definitely encourage you all to say hello, say where you're calling in from, when you started trail running. We do ask that you just be kind and considerate and know that we are moderating it and we expect everyone to be friendly and welcoming to everyone else here. We want this to be a place where trail runners of all different levels can come together and learn. Before I introduce our amazing panelists, two little notes. One is we do have an Earth Day event next week that we're really excited for, working with the North Face and Apple TV Plus to have this great panel to talk about a special film where they recorded everything that was going on with nature and animals during COVID, and when humans weren't having as much impact. And so it's a really, really cool film, and I'm really excited for that panel next week. So I do encourage everyone to check it out and hopefully join us. And with that, thank you to Paragon Sports and the North Face for supporting this event. Always so excited to work with you. And I'm really excited to talk about trail running tonight. And hopefully this summer and this spring, we all get to go out on the trails together. So with that, I am introducing our panelists. So we have Kumi coming in, we have Brian, and we have Steven. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
What's up?
What's going on?
And Steven's bobblehead.
Yeah, guys.
Cool. All right. So keeping things casual tonight, but can you guys let's go around, give us a little intro. Who are you? How did you end up on this panel tonight? Steven, let's start with you.
My name's Steven Rojas. I'm born and raised New Yorker. I've been running, I don't know. I started out with a really bad breakup and I decided I needed to do something positive with myself. And then once I started running in the streets, I really wanted to get out into nature. So I started researching places to go, and then the next thing you know, I'm sitting here with you fine people talking about trail running.
Amazing.
Yeah. You guys go next.
All right, I'll go next. So my name is Brian. I work at Paragon Sports. I'm a running specialist there, also the head coach of the Paragon Run Club. I got into trail running maybe about 6 years ago. My first trail race was at Bear Mountain. It was sponsored by North Face. It was a great race. It was very, very technical, nice.
Which one did you do? Which one? Which one?
I did the half.
Nice.
I did the half for my first one. And then ever since then, I pretty much never stopped running on trails or trying to find a different trail route or different courses that will have trail on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I got into trail running.
Cool.
Cool. Amazing. Kumi.
Hi, I'm Kumi Shibata. Actually, my debut as a runner is a little bit late. When I started running in 2012, when I was 35 years old. And when I started running, I was a road runner and I wanted to run a marathon. That was just my goal. And I ran the Boston Marathon at the end. But I realized that running faster than my time is super difficult and impossible. And then my friend introduced me trail running. And also I didn't know the trail running and the ultra running. So I was like,
yeah.
She was super crazy. That's not my sport. But once I run it, I'm down into it. And now I'm addicted to it. And since then, I'm an ultra runner, and I just run 100K last weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, let's all give it up. Where are you right now?
I'm in the Flagstaff in Arizona, and then I'm gonna go down to the Grand Canyon this weekend. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, that's all. And the ultra was in Zion, right?
Yeah, that was a Zion 100K. It was brutal, hot, a lot of elevation, but amazing view. You can see that's the beauty of trail running.
Super
I know, right?
Round of applause.
Yeah, what an accomplishment. And this question wasn't in the outline, y'all, but I'm gonna ask it for people who maybe, it should be an easy one for you. For people who might be newer runners, can we maybe give a definition of what's the difference between a trail run and an ultra run, if someone hasn't heard the differentiation before?
Well, wouldn't the textbook answer be that an ultra run is anything over 26.2, 26.32, whatever the marathon is?
Right.
So once you get over that pace, you're in ultra territory.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Everyone's nodding.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
And also,
Right.
trail running is on the dirt. It's not asphalt.
That's what I said earlier, right?
Yeah. But you weren't live when you said that, so didn't
You
count.
can go trail running in Central Park right now. Just do
That's the place.
I do the bridle path with my dog all the time.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure everyone kind of was on the same page with that. And you all mentioned where your first trail runs were, but I'm actually interested in how do you go from, I said this before when, we were off screen, but I am like a 5K runner is where I'm at with my running.
Yeah.
How do you go from being like a very casual runner to really dedicated? I mean, you three are really dedicated to getting yourself outside, being on trails. What is that process like? Do you, go get training for it? Do you just start finding new trails? How do you prepare yourself and, start to become a trail runner?
I think it's both of what you said. If you love something, you just go find it any way you can, right? Whatever that might be. And then if you really want to apply yourself and run 100K, for example, then you're going to need training, and you're going to need to research who should your coach be, what you're going to eat, what your training plan is going to be, like what your strength training plan is going to be. So it's a combination of both. I think it should start organically. You should just go out there. I just went out there on my own for the love of nature. And then as I got more involved, I reached out to people like Coach Woods, and then told her that I wanted to run a half marathon at X pace, and she put a training program together. So, get anywhere, any way you can, get out to the woods.
Yeah, actually, I recommend to go for a hike a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to know the trail is look like, because the road running technique and the trail running technique is a huge difference. So you have to know what trail look like, and you have to know certain gears sometimes. So you just go to the small hike, like 3 miles, 4 miles hike, and then you realize that you like it or not. And then if you like it, you just go farther or longer. And if you have more slings, maybe you can run on the trail and come back.
Yeah.
For the first time. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I would also say try to pick a trail that's not too technical. That's, if you live in the New York area, you can go to Van Cortlandt, you can go to the Bridle Path that's in Central Park. I know Prospect Park has a few loops as well. But also gear, I think, is very important. If you take a road shoe to a trail, even if it's not that technical, you might get discouraged just a little bit. But if you have the proper gear and like the proper pack, depending on how long you're going to be out there, then you can take it step by step, day by day. And, you can go from a 5K to a 10K to a half marathon, depending on what distance you would want to, venture out to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like if you don't have the right gear, you might not enjoy it or be able to do it without getting injured.
Right.
Nice product placement over there by Stephen.
Call me North Face.
Yeah, I mean, so Brian, you are a gear expert. You work at Paragon. Do you want to offer some recommendations maybe for people who are newer to trail running? Are there things that they should definitely have? And then like the things like maybe that are nice to have once you're into it and can spend a little bit more on it? Because there's always a range, right?
Right. So for the person that's in between road and trail, I would highly recommend going with, like the Brooks Cascadia, because you can
Ooh, I
use
have
that
one.
on the road and trail without any problems. And also the good thing about that shoe is that on a wet surface, it doesn't slip. So if you use it when it's raining for the road, you won't slip. That's one option. And on the for the outdoor trail, you can use the Solomon or the North Face footwear as well. And a good starting shoe. Yes, definitely that one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and just so you know, that is the North Face's newest trail running shoe that Stephen keeps holding up. It's called Vective. And if you would like a free pair, Mappy Hour is giving some out, and you can enter our giveaway on our Instagram. I'm just gonna plug Mappy Hour for a second.
Nice.
It ends tomorrow though, so get on that tonight. Yeah, one thing just to tie back to the comment about, oh yes, sorry, please go ahead.
What is everyone here trail running in currently? What shoes are you running in?
I always wear Ultra.
Okay, cool.
Right now I'm in the Solomon S Labs or the depending on if it's not too technical, the Nike Wild Horse or the Terra Kiger.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I run in Terra Kigers.
Yeah.
And so, non-runner question here: is it like a hiking boot? Do you have to break it in for a certain amount of miles before you want to do something long, like a longer run in it, or
I
if you
would
just
recommend that.
yeah, okay.
I made that mistake. I went to Zion and I did the 14-mile loop in brand new shoes, and my feet hurt by the end.
I have exactly the same experience this winter.
Yeah.
So yes, they're very important.
Break it in.
Insane.
There we
Definitely
go.
break them in.
Yeah.
The dirtier, the better.
Yeah. All right. So this is a New York City audience. You're all New Yorkers. What do we do living in the concrete jungle? Two-part question. One is, what are your favorite like hyper local trails? And what are kind of the favorites that if you could go either by train, or I know some of you guys have cars, very fancy. Where do you go to get on those trails? So we want the recommendations. We want to know where to go. Give us the goods here.
Who's first? Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Locally, Van Cortlandt by the MTA, that would be probably the closest. That's pretty technical, but I also been doing trails in Alpine, New Jersey, the Valley Trail Series. They have races out there, and it's pretty technical as well. If you can drive there, I'm not sure about transportation besides a car, how to get there, but outside the city, it's about a 15-minute drive, 10 to 15-minute drive. And also, I mean, for me, one of the hardest trails out there that I've been on that's close by has been Bear Mountain.
Yeah.
Bear Mountain, you can't really run for 2 miles straight. It's a walk, hike / run, depending on how much you're climbing and which route you are going on. So those would be my probably top 3 or 4.
Nice. Cool.
Who's next?
There we go.
My favorite is Palisade on the long path. So the basically long path stretch from George Washington Bridge to all the way to Albany. So it's just out and back. You can run on the trails. If you can run 10 miles, you just go 5 miles and come back. And if you can run 20 miles, you just go 10 miles and come back. So you could decide how many miles you can run. So that's good for trail running, for especially long distance. And also, if you need the elevation, you just go to the Central Park in Northwood. They have a lot of like hidden trails in the wood, so you can just follow the trails wherever you want to go, and then you can get some elevation. So it's really good for your feet to train
Your lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know some people who, start in like Washington, is it Washington Heights more or less, and walk over the GWB and then they'll hike up Palisades and then take a bus back, actually. So you don't even have to do the out and back. You just do, just do as much distance as you want and then take public transit back in a post-COVID era. Yeah. Cool. Steven, what do you think? Yeah, your turn.
Super hyper local, I would suggest getting on a train and heading to Central Park and doing the bridle path. I think end to end, you're probably looking anywhere at 4.5 to 5.5-ish miles. Another one we did 2 weeks ago with the team, we did Uptown, and then we crossed over George Washington and Palisades all the way up and back. That's always nice. If you have means to having a car, I would suggest doing Bear Mountain. It's a beautiful one. Go early in the morning, like before the people show up. Get there at 6 o'clock. Do the run through the back. It's about 6 miles. You can do the loop, and you'll see deer. Deer will run right next to you. There'll be fog. It'll be super cool. You can bring your dog. I bring my dog all the time. No one is out there. No one's crazy enough to be out there that early, so it's really beautiful. If you want to do another one that I love in a car is Sam's Point. Sam's Point's it's an easy, nice, flat run, but it's got beautiful views. Amazing. Great if you're taking someone out for the first time and you want to show them what it looks like, give them the beauty of nature, but don't freak them out too much. If you want to do the train, take a train to Cold Spring. Cold Spring's got a lot of great shops, great places to eat, great hikes, great trails to run. You could take the train straight past Cold Spring and go to Beacon, and then you could do, if you really want to get a workout in or test your significant other and see how dedicated they are, do Beacon Fire Tower. That'll really make you sweat in the summer. Yeah, I mean, those are like my go-to ones that I've been doing, that I did recently, that I did a lot during COVID. I would drive just to Palisades or drive to Bear or Cold Spring.
Amazing. Cool.
It's not New York City, but if you don't have a car, South Mountain in New Jersey is a very good to access by train. There's a lot of bakeries and stores at the station, and the trail is very close from the station, so it's very easy. And also the trail is not super technical, so it's good for beginners especially. And if you have a car, Rockefeller Center is really good.
Yeah, that's a great one. I love that one. Yeah, that's a really good one.
It's flat.
That one's north of the city, right? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the New Jersey recommendation is South Mountain.
South Mountain.
Yeah. And Brian, Kathleen is asking, did you say New Jersey Alpine Valley? Is that what it's called?
So it's in Alpine, New Jersey.
It's in Alpine.
Yeah, it's in Alpine, New Jersey, and it's the Valley Trail series. There's races out there that goes on at least once or twice a month. I did the winter series, and I'm doing another one, I believe, on April 25th. It's a night trail race, but also anyone's welcome to go up there and hike. It's really nice. It's really good.
Yeah, Jersey. Woo. I will also say there's a few comments. One from Eduardo about how his first trail running race was in New York City at Outdoor Fest, which was a night 5K, which Kumi's partner Glenn helped to spearhead. And I will also plug, that one happened on the Staten Island Greenbelt trails, and those are free and open to the public year round. So it's a little bit tricky to get there. You do kind of have to take like a 10-minute Uber from the free ferry, but either that or I guess run if you want to add some mileage. But the actual trails are amazing, and I've seen so much wildlife out there, like deer and turtles and just lots of stuff. There are lakes, so that's another good one in the 5 boroughs that I can't speak to it as a trail runner, but as a hiker, that one's been really, really awesome just to explore. All right, cool. So, all right, Brian started touching on this, but like races, do you guys have races in the area or across the country that you're planning on doing this year, or that you have done and that you've loved and you recommend to other people watching?
I mean, Why did North Face take away the Bear Mountain Run? What happened there?
Great
No.
question.
Come
Yes.
on, North Face, bring that back.
Are you listening?
I used
And
to look forward
salmon
to
as
that
well.
every year.
Yeah.
Come on, North Face, get it going. That
Yeah,
was
Bear
my
Mountain. Come back to the Bear Mountain.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was
So
my favorite
the
run.
people want the race back, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Okay, so that was a popular one, I think. Yeah.
I don't have any trail races set for this year, considering what happened last year. Like, the only thing I have pending is the NYRR marathon. If I get into, because I was in last year, so I don't know what will happen this year.
Mm.
I have, well, like I said before, I have the trail race that's coming up April 25th, I believe. That's like a 6-mile race on the trail. In terms of road, I have one coming up. It's the NYC runs race on Governor's Island. It's a 5K. It's May 22nd. That one's May 22nd. It's still open. Both races are, I believe, still open. And those are the only two that I have in the near future that I'm looking forward to.
So my next one will be Malibu Revenge in Catskills. That's the 54 miles running in 14,000 feet elevation. We don't know. The government haven't decided how many people can run or not. That there's a lot of restrictions, so organizer can decide how many people can run. So we're still waiting for whether we can enter or not. So yeah.
So you just train for that just in case you.
Well, we already run 100K in Zion, so that's the final big run, and then I just gonna run small hikes and do something for.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very impressive.
Great,
cool.
right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like I don't even, my brain. This is a question I'll add in. Do you have any nutrition tips for people? Because I mean, especially with the longer runs, or even when you're just out in the woods, how do you prepare and make sure that your body has enough fuel to keep going and that you stay safe and hydrated and fed?
Well, for me, throughout the colder seasons, hydration is not a big factor. It's because it's cold out and water is not a big deal for me. It's just the nutrition. I normally use Morton because with Morton, you don't need water to pretty much wash it down because it's not as thick. But I highly recommend starting now and going forward to definitely start to hydrate. And, when you're out there, you definitely want to, take something. Because if not, you don't want to start taking something when you need it. You want to take it pretty much every 45 minutes. Because once you start to think you need something, then like the race or the run is over,
Yeah.
It's all downhill from there.
Especially like a trail running, it's not like running in New York City. There's no hydration or aid station, so you have to have your own bottles for entire trails. So you have to know where is the water fountains or like where you can get the water from.
Yeah.
So you have to know, and also you have to prepare for it. So that's a big difference between the road running and trail running.
Yeah. My nutrition's, I'm a little funny with it. The night before races, I love to have beets, broccoli, and salmon. And I usually have a shake right before bed.
Just a protein.
Yeah, and then I get up really, really early, to get my body in check, do the stretch, do the whole thing, and then eat. I'll have 3 eggs, 2 bananas, and then I'll pack my goos, my waters. What did I have when I was training? I forget. I think I was putting goos in my. Yeah, it was goos. Coach Woods was giving me the goos. And I would have those, if I was doing like a 25 mile run, I would do a GU every 10 miles ish. You know, she was trying to train me to make sure that I anticipated the hunger before it got to me. So if you're out there and you're hungry, you've passed the point, right? So you have to anticipate it before that. And same with hydration. And I'm sure everyone hydrates differently. I've gone through like 7 of these today alone. I'm always drinking water. Some people need to pee more than others. I don't need to pee that often, so I'm okay with a ton of hydration during a race. I'm not really big on eat. I know some people eat sandwiches while they're running, where they're doing ultras. I've never done an ultra, so I guess I'm not at that level yet. But I'll have a GU or some sort of substance in my body every 10 or 12 miles.
Cool.
Yeah. No beer. Don't do the beer diet. Okay.
It's for afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first trail run I ever witnessed was at an aid station at the Bear Mountain race like years ago, and I was at mile, I think like 28 or something.
Oof.
And people were eating all sorts of things like
Yeah.
Skittles
Pizza,
and
yeah.
potatoes and yeah, it was like, all right, that's what
Yeah.
you need right now. Cool. So I guess like back to just preparing for trail running. How do you get your body ready for a trail run if you're in the city? Do you have training plans? I mean, I know, Brian, you're a coach, so you know, do you have plans for your runners as well? Like, how do you do that when you're living in one of the 5 boroughs and you want to train for getting out on maybe some more technical trails?
Well, for technical trails and distance, depending on what distance you're going to be running for your trail race, it's always good to, I mean, it's okay to run that distance on the road, but also you want to get out to the trail at least once or every other week, so your body is accustomed to being out there.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably one of my biggest tips. And another tip that I would say is that whatever you're doing throughout training, on race day, you want to stick to that. You don't want to switch up anything that you're doing for like the past 12 or 8 or 16 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, that's just one thing you just want to absolutely stick to, because on race day, if you always drink water, then you decide to start drinking Gatorade, you know, your body's going to be like, what the hell's going on? You know, so that's
Cool.
that'd be my top 2 tips. I would say just make sure you're still getting out on the trails, but also making sure you're making up the distance or the time that you think you're going to be out there for, so your body can be used to it and never on race day go against what you've been doing throughout your training.
Yeah. Cool.
I think there's no answer for it, to be honest, because everyone has a different body and different ability, and also, you know, time to train for it. So that's the only one thing. You have to figure out what to do, but you have to commit what you want to do. Like for me, like running 100K, it's not running 5K in Central Park. So I have to spend more time for training for it, and also have to know the knowledge. Like I have to have a knowledge about nutrition or something else. So probably most runners started to do like 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, ultra. So during the course of the running so many races, you can figure out what's the best way you run fast or farther. So to me, I usually do HIIT training, and it helps a lot for elevation or so many things. But my partner cannot do HIIT at all, and he doesn't do it, but he is stronger than me. So everyone is different.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think the best advice here is just get out there any way you can. If you
try
if you know the time or the
you know.
Yeah.
Just get out, go to the park, go to Vancouver,
yeah, do it.
Park, you know, just do drills. If you do,
and also the nutrition as well. Like some people use goo. I usually eat spring gels. Everyone has different gels or like nutrition thing. So what it's better for your stomach.
Yeah.
If you don't use
Absolutely.
it, you don't
We
know.
learned that the hard way.
Just eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So we do actually have a few questions from the people. So, and this is also a good time. The people have questions. Y'all, if you're watching and you do want to get a question answered, pop it in right now. We'll ask them as the night goes on. So Kathleen has an interesting one, and we do actually have a few comments with answers too, but I want to hear what you all say. Does anyone carry anything to deal with wildlife more dangerous than deer?
Nope. I don't think we as New Yorkers, trail runners, really have that to deal with. I've gone running and hiking in like Olympia and Seattle and like PCH, and I've gone out with people who carry guns because they're like, dude, there's bears out here and it can get pretty gnarly. I've never had to do any of that here. I know some of the guys on the Brooklyn Track Club team have gone and done the Grand Tetons, and they had to carry when they were doing trail running, they had a bear spray. But I don't know. Besides the giant rat, eating pizza, I don't know. We don't really get that much out of it.
Yeah.
Same
There's
here. I
also a
never
lot
had
of
to,
people on the trails. Yeah.
yeah, same here. I never had to deal with too much wildlife out on the trails. No.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty safe for me.
Yeah. Rats, roaches, and the occasional drunk person is what you get around here.
Exactly.
Only one thing you should be careful is rattlesnakes. There's a lot
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
So, but you don't see it much.
No, knock on wood. Thank God I haven't.
But
Those are up in New Paltz where you're at. They're around there. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, we did have a comment that Eduardo doesn't carry these, but he's seen runners carry bells. So that's something like if you're worried about like a bear / mountain lion type animal, that could be helpful just to make some noise.
Like that one
and
video of the guy who was walking and he found that cougar.
oh my God. Yeah, if you haven't seen this video,
You need to watch this video. Crazy.
It's a good video. I'll send it to you too if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I mean, I've seen bears in the Catskills and in the Gunks for sure. So if you're alone or like, being very quiet and it's the summer, especially blueberry season, right? For bears, I think, it's definitely good to be aware that they are around, maybe not in, like Staten Island and Central Park, but if you are going like a little further out of the city, there is definitely wildlife.
There's been coyote in Central Park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Don't
true.
lock it.
Yeah.
It's true. All right. So what other questions do we have? Okay. Michael wants to know if anyone's doing the Infinite Trails race in Austria this June. Is anyone going to Austria? You didn't mention
If you want to fly me out, Michael, I'll go.
Michael, we're in.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's it for questions for now. Everyone get those questions in there. And if I missed yours, just ask it again so I can see it. All right. For me, I have one more question for you guys. What advice do you have for new trail runners? Something you wish someone had told you when you started on your journey that you can share with everyone?
Go first, guys.
Okay, so I would say socialize to other people. So when I start running, I joined so many groups and find the people to go to trails. So there's a lot of trail running groups in New York City on Meetup and Instagram and those other social medias. So you can find the groups and then talk something and then get information from them. And then maybe you can go more adventure with those people. Yeah. And also there's a lot of like apps you can
Should
use.
I can pull your slides up. Should I pull those up?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Slides.
slides. So
Hi,
here's some links.
everyone.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone can see it now. We can see the trail running groups in NYC slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the groups I know. And then
Brooklyn Trail Club, Brooklyn Track
Oh,
Club
yeah.
has one.
yeah, that's yours, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
So maybe you can join those groups and run together, exchange information.
Yeah.
And also, no, this isn't right. You can use the app to find the trails. There is actual trail map and the elevation chart, so you can see how difficult how trail look like, and then figure out how many hours it takes. So it's very helpful to go new adventure. Yeah.
And let's see. And
Mhm.
do you want to? I mean, I love that you included that last slide. Do you want to share it with everyone?
Oh, the last one.
Yeah,
Page
So like
3.
to me,
I love
is
this one.
personal, but like the trail running, it's not the same as road runners because it's you're gonna run in the nature. We share the same place with animals and plants, and we as a runner, so we have to protect nature and also respect other people. So there's a organizer promote those recreate
Mhm.
responsibility promotion. I don't know how to
Yeah.
call it, but
Yeah.
there's a lot. Basically this is the guideline for safe trail running or in the adventure, and also how you protect natures. So you have to know those principles before going to the trail to, for mountains, natures,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for including this. I think it's really important that we always
Yeah.
Mhm.
Make the rest
sharing.
of us look bad.
No, no, you guys don't look. You guys all are awesome. I'm going to take this out and then extend the question to Brian and Stephen. Any other local groups that you would like to add to the list that Kumi started?
Oh, I've got one. I've got one for you right.
Yeah.
Pull this up. So I'm with Brooklyn Track Club right there. And
Yep.
Brooklyn Trail Club is an offshoot of it. And then this Saturday, Coach Woods is having an open trail. So it starts at 8:45 from Grand Central to Garrison, Ardens Point, and Sugarloaf Hill. So it's gonna be all runs, all types of paces are included. It'll be 3.8 miles for beginners, 7 miles for moderate, and if you're advanced, you can go as far as you want. So everyone's meeting at the train station. You can find all this info on Brooklyn Trail Club's Instagram.
Yeah. And I can put this all in like an email. So if everyone who registered on the Mappy Hour site will send out an email with everything that is being shared now as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Brian, any clubs you might want to add?
Well, as you all know, I'm the coach of the Paragon Run Club. Every Saturday, we normally do a loop inside of Central Park, and we normally take the bridle path. And going forward, maybe once a month or every other month, we're gonna try and get down to South Mountain. Just take the train up, and just hit the trails. So just look out for that.
Cool.
What time do you guys do your Saturday run?
Saturdays is we meet at 8 and we take off at 8:15. We meet at the main monument statue at Columbus Circle.
Nice.
And then we enter the park. We do maybe like pretty much a mile on the road, and then we hit the bridle path after Engineers Gate. No, before, is it? Yes, after Engineers Gate, I believe.
Cool.
Or after that hill. Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Cool. All right. Any other advice for new trail runners?
I would say that when I first started, I mean, for anyone that is tired of running on road, you're gonna absolutely love running on the trail. You don't need music. The scenery is a little better. You know, you don't have to worry about, running around people or someone that's gonna mess up your run. And it's very pretty, it's very beautiful. And the things that you were focused on the road are different from the things you were focused on the trail. Like every step counts. You know, you got to keep your head down. You cannot zone out. You know, so that's probably the one thing that I wish someone would have told me. You know, because there's times when you just hit this block where it's like the road, like running on road is like you running the same routes and things like that. And then my first time going to Van Cortlandt, I was just in shock. I was like, wow, this is really nice. So
yeah,
for those of you who are stuck on the road, get out on the trails. It's nice.
Yeah. And like you're saying, there's stuff in the 5 boroughs that's transit accessible, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We have some questions from the audience. Okay, so the first one is for you, Stephen. Jillian wants to know, are you single?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Looking for my trail companion. Okay.
I'm still waiting for the first Mappy Hour marriage, so like no pressure. But I really want to see a marriage come out of Mappy Hour. I'm just saying, my life goals.
Have like singles Mappy Hour speed dating. Like get it all together.
I mean, maybe this summer. Maybe this is when we launch that. All right, we're gonna go in a different direction now. Tonic wants to know, what is the trail etiquette regarding bathrooms?
Number 1 or number 2?
He said speaking of stomach issues, so I think he's talking about number 2. Who wants to take this one? And if you guys don't, I'm happy to take it.
Actually, the slide I showed, the restrictive recreation thing, there's a bathroom thing in it. How you're gonna use how you have to do bathroom. It depends on the trail and state regulations, so you have to know how you have to do in advance. So I think Harriman, Bear Mountain, you just can do it, but you have to make a hole.
Yes.
And cover it. That's the regulation. But other place, there's no regulation. You just do it. Yeah, I would say for anything where you're out in the wild, you should be following Leave No Trace, and like you said, you're supposed to dig a hole, and there are special regulations about how far you need to be from the trail and from water sources, and those will vary depending on exactly where you are. But generally speaking, you do not want to be right next to trails or water sources, especially if you are going number 2. But yeah, you will have to check out the specific place you're going to for the more specific rules.
Or just get up early and get it all out.
There we go. There's a strategy. That's good advice for new trail runners.
Yeah.
And Peter is adding some really good insight in the comments over here. Make sure to pack your toilet paper in Ziploc bags. I think those are both great tips.
Yeah, I've never thought of that. Good job, Peter.
Good job, Peter.
Good job.
And Jean's saying at least 100 feet from water, and I think that's the minimum, but some places you do need to be further away. So yeah, definitely educate yourself before you head out there. Eduardo is asking, what is your favorite season for running? Yeah.
Fall.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's colder and my dog can go out with me.
Nice.
Summertime for me.
Just want to get real sweaty.
Less clothes. You don't have to. I mean, the thing for me in the wintertime, if you forget your hat or your gloves, you're running screwed. You know.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, you have to go back home, or there's no point. But in the summertime, I mean, it is hot, but there's ways to get water, and put on a singlet or a t-shirt, shorts, shoes, and just go.
Actually, to me, it's in winter. So I don't. So I'm not talking about New York City actually, but like when we go to the Catskills, Adirondacks, winter is super beautiful.
Yeah,
and
brutal
super,
though. Cold.
Yeah, but you will
Yeah,
acclimate at some
Yeah.
point, and it's not super cold actually. If you have a right gear,
yeah.
it's fine. So
That's when gear counts. That's when you really need to start
Yeah.
investing in gear is winter.
yeah, at
Yep.
least maybe
I
like a
agree.
micro spikes, but like
Yes.
Rockefeller Center, you don't need a micro spikes. You just have
Yeah.
your trail shoes. That's fine, but view is amazing. And also like in Catskills or Bear Mountain, trails are very, very technical. But
Yes.
if you pack on the ice, it's flat. It's easy to run. So, and also you don't have to worry about so much water to carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nutrition as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, winter is nice.
Yeah. Less people out on the trails too.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know, talking about this brings up a point in my head. If you are trail running either in fall, because this happens to me in the fall, or more so in summer, be careful with the ticks, because we get a lot of ticks out here. And like, I'll go trail running in the fall with my dog, or even summertime. And Bear Mountain's always a good example. If I go trail running in the back of Bear Mountain, by the time I get back to my car, there will be at least 6 to 7 ticks on my dog. They're got to pull off. So everyone just be careful out there and just check your socks and your puppy friends.
Yeah, that's great advice for sure. Yeah, cool. All right, so 2 more things that I'm seeing in the comments. One, I'm sorry, I think it was Sunny. I missed your comment about Sunny was recommending using keys as like kind of noise for if you're worried about bears or something like that. So you don't have to bring something extra. You already have your keys, which is a great, a great tip. And then Shauna is asking, can you please clarify exactly where Rock Center is?
Rockefeller.
Oh, Rockefeller?
Rockefeller.
Oh, it's Rockefeller. Okay, so is that Rockefeller Park?
Yes.
Rockefeller? Huh? It's in Sleepy Hollow. It's close to the what's the station? Tarrytown.
Yep.
If
Okay.
you take Metro North, you can stop at Tarrytown and then get to the trailhead to get to the Rockefeller.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then Peter saying, careful in fall with damp leaves. Kumi's seen me take a couple spills.
Nice.
So, yeah, so that was, I guess, not a question, more of a comment. All right, so that is all we have for from audience questions. Anyone else have anything else you want to add? Any advice, tips, stories? Open slate right now before we wrap up for the night.
When are you gonna go trail running first? How about we ask that? What's up with that?
So, you know, great question. I did just get a pair of Vective shoes, so now I have the gear. So hypothetically, I could do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Mine don't have a cool orange stripe. Mine are a cool all black. You know, I do run on dirt, so I guess I do trail run, but I am interested in like the rockier kind of navigating type of it. I think is like for me, what is interesting. I really like the sports where you have to like concentrate a lot on not dying because it helps me clear my mind.
Yeah.
So that's I think the kind of trail running that I would be interested in exploring a little bit more.
Let's do it.
That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Cool. All right. So just to wrap up, thank you three for being here tonight and just sharing your collective years and years of knowledge with everyone. I really hope that everyone watching is able to use some of these tidbits to like get outside, get on the trails, and hopefully bring a new friend too. And that's it for tonight. I can't wait till we're all back in person too, and we can share these stories over beer. right?
Right?
Oh my God, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of hugging.
A lot of things.
Cool. All right. So signing off. Thank you all and good night.
Bye, guys.
Right. Later.